Hello and welcome everyone. In the previous tutorial, we have discussed about dynamic URLs in Django. Let's take a step further, and in this tutorial, we will understand what are error pages. So we will start off this video by discussing what are error pages in Django. Then we will discuss one example related to it, and we will understand how an error page in Django helps to resolve any type of exception in our code. So without any further delay, let's jump to the very first topic and let's understand about the error pages in Django. Now to discuss about these error pages, let's implement one basic example in Django. So here you can see I have opened my VS Code. Now let me run my development server first. So for this, first I need to activate my virtual environment. So I will quickly activate the virtual environment. Now let me move inside my project directory. So what I am going to do, I am going to create a view in my this core system project. Basically I will create the view in my home application. So let me open the view file for my home application. So let me quickly create one view. So I will create a function based view here. Let's name this view as get username. So very first parameter in this view will be request. Then let's pass two more parameters to it. First is name and second is age. We will pass these values from the URL to this view. Now what I will do, I will use the name and the age parameter to create a username for the user. So I will create a username here. I will simply concatenate both name and age. Then let me define one more string type variable is data, and let me define some data inside it. So what I will do, I will return this name, age and username to my HTML page. So let me quickly define the name, then let me define age. Now I'm keeping all this stuff in h2 tab, which is the heading tag. Then the next parameter is age, so I will define age, and in the last I will define the username. Now I will use http response to return this text in the form of HTML. So I will write return http response, and within this parenthesis I will pass page data. Now you might be wondering, I have made one mistake here intentionally. We will discuss about that mistake further in this video. But until then, understand this thing that we have taken two things. We have taken name and we have taken age. Then what we are doing, we are concatenating name and age to form a username. And then what I am doing, I am returning the name, age and username as a result to my page. Now you all know that when we create a view, we also need a URL for that. So what I will do, I will move to the urls.py file, and here I need to define the path for this view. So I will type path. Now here we have taken two parameters. First one was name, so I will define name, then slash, and then I will define age, which will be of integer data type. And then we need to define view, which is get username, and then we need to define the name for the URL, which will be get underscore username. And now with this we have created one simple view. Now I have made one mistake here. We will discuss about that mistake further in this video, but let's run the development server. So I will write python manage.py run server. Sorry, I forgot to add backslash here. Now let's open this URL. Now I have to move to the index URL, and then here first I need to define the value for name. So let me add name as Adam, and then I have to define age. So I will define age as 34. Let's hit enter, and here you can see that we got an error. Now this is the standard Django error page. Now what this error page is indicating, so it is first indicating the type of error, or we can say type of exception, which is type error, and then it is returning the URL for which this exception has raised at this URL, which is index/adam/34. After this, it is showing up little information about the exception. So this exception is basically been raised because it cannot concatenate string plus integer. It can only concatenate string with string. And what we have done in our program, we have concatenated name, which is a string type value, with a integer type age. Now other than this, it also returns other information, like it is telling that the request method was get. This is the complete URL at which the exception has been raised. This is the Django version that we are using. Then again it is telling about the exception type, which is type error. Then it is also giving some exception value. Moreover, it is also telling the location at which the exception has been raised. So here if you look closely, the exception has been raised in the views.py file, which is there in the home directory, and it is also showing up the line number, which is 20, and it is also showing the view, which is get underscore username. So let's look at line 20. in our views.py file. So I will open my views.py file, and the error is been occurred at line number 20. So our line number 20 is this: username is equal to name plus age. And what mistake we basically made here? While defining the URL, I have defined this age variable as a integer type. And in the views file, what I am doing, I am concatenating this string with an age which is of integer data type. But we cannot concatenate string with integer directly. For this, what we need to do, we need to convert this age variable into string, and then this value will be concatenated. And now if I come back to this page and again refresh this, here you can see we got our result where name is Adam, age is 34, and username is Adam30. So this was all about the error page. So basically the error page in Django provides various informations that we can utilize to resolve the exception. And with this, we have come to the end of this tutorial session where we have discussed about what are Django error pages, and then we have also discussed how the Django error page provides us information which is useful while resolving any error, and we have also implemented the example related to it. So thank you for watching this video. We will see you in the next one.